Hello YouTube, my name's Barney and I thought I might decide to make a few videos for something to do, and I've got some stuff to say about airsoft, music, anything really. I'll talk about it, you name it, I'll talk about it. But I thought I might start today with a little project I've undertaken in my world of airsoft, which is to finally sort out a sidearm and a sidearm based loadout, or a pistol loadout. Now, my weapon of choice was a bit of an impulse buy. I was, the other day I went about 4 weeks ago I went airsofting, and just as I was getting ready I dropped my M4 and it broke. Didn't have a sidearm with me, so I ran to the shop, whipped out the plastic and bought myself the TM Ops Tactical 4.5, or Foliage Warrior 4.3, I think they call it. One second, I'll grab the box. This one. Because it was the only good looking one there that I liked. The grips I didn't like, the whole, but I thought, I'm on there for a day, I'm used to it. And I instantly fell in love. I fell in love so much that I went absolute ballistic. It was only my one mag, I went absolute ballistic, and got myself a few kills, and sort of stacking, even though I only had 23 rounds to go with. But hey, so what's changed since? Well, my first problem was obviously the grips. They were horrible, sort of digital ACU crap. Didn't like it. Looked a bit cheap compared to, even though they were very nice grips. They were quite well made, quite heavy, and they just didn't look right. So I thought I might continue with the black highlights that are already on the gun. See, everything on the gun, the slide release, the ambidextrous safety, the hammer, the beaver tail, the release catch, the highlights in the magazine, the grip safety, the foresights. The only thing that isn't really black that came with the gun is the outer barrel sort of section, which is, well, it's plastic, but it's silver. So I thought, what, I'll get some black grips. Now I just had a look around the usual places. Well, I won't mention any retailers now, but yeah, I looked around a few places and I couldn't actually find any plain black grips. So I was like, well, I don't want wooden ones. I don't want white or fancy ivory carved ones. They're not really real ivory. But so I found on a certain website silverback grips, and I thought, oh, that's black. And then realised just after I bought them, thinking they're black, they are in fact laser grips. And basically what this means is, inside the grips are two sets of batteries, and on the front of the, well, what would have just been the handle of the pistol, there's now a rubber surround, a rubber wrap. And by squeezing that rubber wrap, you get yourself a laser, which was an added bonus. And they're only nearly £40. That's all it was, and they are extremely comfortable, completely rubberized. That's kind of a useful feature. I don't think I'd ever use it, but it's there just for a bit of fun. And I thought, I'll stick with them. The grips themselves came with a few screws each, just a few different types of screws depending on. And I think they fit any version. The only modification I had to make to mine was literally file, because it's got an ambidextrous safety. Most 1911s don't. The actual laser unit, which you can see sticking out from the side here, did interrupt the right hand side of the safety. So all I did was took a scalpel and just literally sliced probably less than ½ millimeter off, and just enough that it would drop down to allow the slide to work, because it was just stopping the slide to work. That's all. The only other thing I then done was I thought, hey, I didn't like the rail initially. I took the rail off and used it without the rail, which is like that, which attaches on with just two screws on this side. But then I thought, you know what, I got a rail. I never had a pistol with a rail before. Why not I buy a light? So I went and bought an ASG. It's called a Super Tactical or something. It's bright. It's quite bright. It's very simply operated. It's finger operated. Which you can use just the end of your trigger finger on either side. So it's ambidextrous as well. On the other side it goes down. To turn it off, and then you put it down again. On this side it's like a little kind of sort of rocker switch on just in front of the trigger, and it fits anything. So I've got a Glock as well, and that seemed to work fine. I've just ordered 2 more magazines for it. I couldn't find any more chrome ones, but I'm not too fussed. Yeah, so this is sort of the beginning, obviously because you need it to start, of my pistol loadout. I'm going to give it a try when it gets a bit warmer, so gas is running a bit better. And then save up for a new main weapon. I'm stuck on gas or electric again, but we'll come to that when required. It's kind of a pointless video, but I thought it might be quite interesting just to show you anyway what my 1911 looks like. Another thing I wanted to say, airsoft wise, non-hit takers or whiny people. Now, last time I went and I played at Ground Zero in Dorset, in Poole in Ringwood, and last time I went I had a couple of issues with people just not taking their hits. Now, I don't like to group people into categories in any way, but the person that I saw it happened a few times, was just refusing to accept the fact they hit, and they were a rental, I'm afraid. They were people who just turned up on the whim or first time, and I just want to make it clear, everyone in Airsoft's nice. It's 60% or even 70% social and the rest is the Airsoft. When you play, you're only playing for a day, it's not real, and it's just a bit of fun. Don't ruin it for other people, especially when people spend a lot of money travelling, and it might be easy if you guys are rental and some other person's paying for it, but when you're old enough and you're supporting yourself and you pay for it, it's just a bit depressing knowing that some people can just go there, get it paid for, and then leave and never have to come back again, and it ruins your day. So I'm going to go with, let's try and stay away from the cheating. You can respawn in 10 minutes. You've got the whole day. It's not like a Ground Zero especially, it's not set games. You don't have to sit out for the rest of the game at any point. You can just you just go to the nearest respawn point, do your dead time, which is only ever 5 minutes, and walk back in again, straight back into the fight. It's not going to kill you, I promise. It's only Airsoft, so yeah, that's me. Oh yeah, one more quick thing, just off the topic of Airsoft. Well, no, actually initially on the topic of Airsoft. The other day I was selling something on a forum, and I sold it for quite cheap. Well, I thought it was quite cheap. I won't say what it is. And somebody posted, said, "Oh, I could get that for cheaper somewhere else." Don't bother doing that, because if you can get it for cheaper somewhere else, does it look like I actually care? I'm not going to lower the price. That's what I set it at. If you can get it cheaper somewhere else, buy it from there. If you're such a genius, do that. Same with YouTube. It's like when people put comments saying, "Oh, this is crap," well then don't watch it then. Why bother commenting? Why bother sitting there and watch it? I was watching a video on Enter Shikari, and this guy says it's the worst music ever. Lovely. You're just trolling. You're just gonna start hate. Go away. Otherwise, I'll find a real 1911. Get my point? Yeah. Anyway, right. Thanks, guys, for listening and spending some time, if you possibly did, or if you just clicked on this by complete accident, then I'm sorry for wasting your time. But hey, laters. I'm sure I'll put some more videos up at some point.